Congress, July 4th, 1776. I am here to declare the unanimous declaration of the people gathered here today of the United States, now in Washington State, in 2025. Friends, I'm a writer and a speechifier, and I had plans to dig into our founding document and paraphrase a marvelous speech. Yet when I dived in, why would I do that? Because I want you to listen to the exact wording of the Declaration and let your own bells of liberty ring as you hear. They also suffered under despotic control from a greedy autocratic overload. These independent-minded white men understood and they explained the problem. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men and women, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to themselves seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Wow! What else did they say? Well, there are 27 grievances. Shall we examine some of them to see how true they remain? Yeah. The history of the present king is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good, and I will add, turned the presidency into a personal fiefdom and rich man's paradise. He has forbidden, and I will add, educators, academics, legislators to even speak the words of diversity and equity, discriminating against countless people losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their voices. Let's go back to the exact document. He has refused to pass laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature. a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges, this is all the Declaration of Independence, my friends. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of the office and the amount and payment of their salaries. Here's my favorite. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. For cutting off trade with all parts of the world, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun, circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. With this founding document written by rebellious troublemakers, we redeclare the good trouble we intend to make in their words. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be a ruler of a free people. We have warned them time and time again of attempts by their legislator to extend a warrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by towers of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They, too, have been deaf to voices of justice and consanguinity. And prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not pay. Where is my last page? So what I will say, wherever that last page is, we therefore, representatives of the United States of America, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in name and authority by the good of the people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare, we will fight against oppression and tyranny, we will proclaim our democracy, and we will do it as long as it takes, under any situation, to rally and protest together until the brighter future, one that every American and every guest deserves.